that Kathy Engelbert, the WNBA, the team owners, the Players Association, in the split of an instance, all of it can change. In a split instance, all of it can change. If this injury does anything, it should be a wake-up call to the WNBA, the Players Association, the team owners, that just like that, all this fanfare, all this interest, all this newfound attention on the league can disappear over.
The WNBA thought they could rough up Caitlin Clark every night, and fans would just keep clapping like it's halftime at a middle school game. Well, plot twist. After Clark got body-checked like it was Game 7 of the NHL Finals, fans aren't just mad. They're boycotting like it's Black Friday, and the refs took their coupons. The league wanted physical play, but now it's got a full-court protest. Who knew the path to equality involved throwing elbows at your MVP ticket sales? Well, brace yourselves. We're diving right into this saga.
Caitlin Clark will be out a minimum of 2 weeks with a quad injury. Could this injury have been prevented? Can the Indiana Fever win without her? And what does this mean for the...
Oh, the WNBA thought it was in for a calm, drama-free season. That's adorable. Just when everything seemed to be going right, ratings soaring, jerseys flying off the shelves, and every Fever game treated like a Taylor Swift concert. Boom. Caitlin Clark's squad decided it had other plans. Now she's benched. Fans are acting like the Earth fell out of orbit, and the WNBA is quietly panicking behind closed doors while pretending everything's totally fine. It's not.
Caitlin Clark was lost yesterday to an injury for at least 2 weeks. Now, the thing about it is they're going to reevaluate in 2 weeks. And of course, man, these teams, I told you earlier, these WNBA franchises that moved games like the Chicago Sky to the, United Arena, you're screwed. You're done. You're cooked. Nobody is going to show up to this thing. Chicago Sky can't sell out their own 9,000-something seat arena like it is. They couldn't when they were kind of decent.
2 weeks. That's how long Clark has been sitting out with a strained quadriceps. Not a tear, not a break, but enough to flip the league's script upside down. Her thigh basically filed for PTO. The Fever's franchise centerpiece is now chilling on the bench while the WNBA scrambles to hold the spotlight. And the reactions? Oh, they've been subtle. If by subtle, you mean an absolute public meltdown.
Oh my God, guys. Breaking news. Caitlin Clark is hurt. I didn't believe it when I saw it myself. She's injured. She has a quad injury, a left quad injury. It's a quadriceps strain. And the team announced today, about 2 hours ago, she's going to be out 2 weeks at the minimum. 2 weeks. Without Caitlin Clark, this team is finished.
Clark's fans, aka the most rabid, merch-wearing Twitter supporters since Michael Jordan's heyday, are already staging emotional walkouts. They've turned a minor injury into a full-blown revolution. I'm done watching until Clark returns. This league isn't worth it without her. Boycott the WNBA. These people are acting like the league personally slapped their grandma and stole their dog. Meanwhile, every other player is out here like, hi, we exist too. And the internet responds, not now, sweetie.
It's the latter. It could mean that Caitlin Clark could potentially miss the rest of the season. This 2-week timetable that people are running with, that's just when Caitlin Clark is going to be reevaluated. As of now, she will be reevaluated on June 9th. That does not mean, and it's highly unlikely, that June 9th or shortly thereafter is when Caitlin Clark is cleared to return.
And Indiana? Well, they're suddenly discovering what life is like without their golden goose. The Caitlin Clark Show has temporarily gone off the air. Now Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell are trying to hold the entire franchise together with duct tape and hustle. Mitchell's playing like she's got 3 lungs. Boston's rebounding like she's fighting ghosts. And Coach Stephanie White is rewriting game plans like she's in the Hunger Games. Yet somehow, the Fever might actually stay afloat. Why? Because the next few games are against teams that have been about as threatening as lukewarm soup. No offense, Chicago Sky. Okay, maybe a little offense.
There's no way. Every team's going to come at them and try to take them out, especially without Caitlin. They're going to lose some games here, and that's going to set them back. It's really hard to believe this, but yeah, she's out. There's no other details. When did this happen? Could have happened in this game. We're not sure. Most likely in a practice yesterday. She's out for 2 weeks, man.
But let's be real. The most entertaining part of the WNBA isn't the scoreboard, the highlight reels, or even the actual basketball. It's watching the league try to pretend it's still a party when the life of that party, Caitlin Clark, just got benched. Before her injury, Clark wasn't just in the MVP conversation. She was the conversation. Sure, some tried to act like she was a long shot, like she was just good for a rookie, but that's like saying Beyoncé is okay for a singer. Please, Caitlin wasn't just putting up numbers. She was dragging an entire franchise back into relevance, like a one-woman rescue mission. She had the ratings, the sellouts, the celebrity shoutouts, the screaming fans, and even the nosebleed section rocking homemade jerseys with glitter glue. She didn't just bring excitement. She single-handedly rebooted the WNBA's algorithm. We're talking record-breaking views, arenas that suddenly remembered what it feels like to be full, and merch flying off the shelves faster than Taylor Swift tickets. And now the queen is temporarily off the board, and everyone's pretending this MVP race is suddenly wide open, like the rest of the league wasn't just orbiting her gravitational pull 5 minutes ago.
Caitlin Clark is out for a minimum of 2 weeks with a quad strain, and our next question is, what does this mean for the Fever? So Cece is going to be missing the second Sky rematch since playing them the first weekend of the season, which is definitely a bummer, but on the bright side, this injury doesn't seem too bad. It's just some quad tightness. But fear not, Fever fans. We talked to Caitlin earlier this month, and she doesn't seem too worried about the depth of this roster.
So I think our depth is probably what I would worry about the most. You know, if somebody doesn't have it one night, you're just going to the next person on the bench and the next person, and you know, we're going to have to be able to find a way to use that to the best of our ability.
Caitlin seems like she has faith in her team, but we will see how this squad performs on the court without their number one.
Meanwhile, back in Indiana, the Fever are quietly figuring things out, and they might just come out better for it. Without Clark doing literally everything, the rest of the team is stepping up. And when she returns, rested, refocused, and absolutely done with all the noise, buckle up. Imagine Clark storming back onto the court, draining threes from the parking lot and shushing every doubter who tried to write her off after 2 weeks of quad rehab. That's not just a comeback. That's an encore. And here's the real kicker. If the Fever can survive this stretch and stay competitive, maybe even pull off a couple of sneaky wins, they're going to be a problem. A big one. Because with Clark healthy, Boston confident, and Mitchell fired up, you're looking at a potential playoff spoiler with more momentum than a freight train. Oh yes, Caitlin Clark is temporarily injured, but the WNBA is still rolling, maybe louder than ever. Now every storyline is cooking at once. MVP drama, rising stars, fan feuds, conspiracy theories, and Clark's eventual comeback tour.
As I started talking about Caitlin Clark being in the MVP race, it is announced that she suffered a left quad injury and she is going to miss at least 2 weeks. And this is such a bummer because the Fever were off to a great start this season. Caitlin Clark was playing out of her mind. She had already broken some records in the first 3 games, and now she's going to be sidelined for 2 weeks. We'll see how the team will hold up without her. Obviously, she's the primary ball handler, playmaker, and shot maker. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully they can sustain and just hold even at 500 or better, and she can get back and keep them in playoff.
So to all the fans boycotting the league until their basketball messiah returns, here's a reality check. Without Caitlin, watching the WNBA feels like tuning in after the main act has left the stage. Sure, the league is packed with talent, but without her, the sparks are missing, the energy is flat, and the drama is lukewarm at best. Go ahead. Rage tweet from your Clark-themed beanbag. Because the WNBA isn't evolving. It's surviving. And when she's back, it won't just be basketball. It'll be the show we've all been waiting for. Now we're in this weird paradox where the games are smoother, but no one's watching. No more viral fouls. No more debates over whether that was a hard foul or an attempted exorcism. Without Clark being body-checked every 5 minutes, the discourse has calmed down, and that's exactly what's scaring the WNBA the most. Controversy sells, let's be honest. As much as the league tries to lean into basketball excellence, the numbers went up when Caitlyn got smacked in the jaw, not when someone hit a textbook backdoor cut. The headlines didn't explode when Eric Ogunbowl dropped 30. They exploded when Clark got fouled hard and someone tweeted, "Assault." The WNBA has been getting free PR from chaos. Now that their chaos engine is benched, they're nervously staring at the stat sheets like it's their credit card bill. And don't even get started on the merch people. Somewhere in a warehouse, pallets of Caitlyn Clark jerseys are just sitting there like, "Hey, remember us?" Sales slowed the minute she limped off the court, and the accountants are sweating like they just invested in Beanie Babies in 2024. A 12-game Caitlyn Clark hiatus would basically be the WNBA's version of an eclipse. Brief, rare, and wildly inconvenient for anyone trying to sell tickets.